With each passing day, the world around our children seems to become more complex, filled with choices that are not always as simple as they seem. As parents, we want to give them the best: education, love, and support. But when it comes to making the right decisions, who can guarantee they will have the clarity and discernment they need? What if there was a way to offer them something that no material possession could provide? Asking God for their wisdom is exactly that, a powerful way to instill in them a sense of purpose and understanding that only divine wisdom can provide. Imagine your child facing important life decisions, from friendships to career choices. The difference that God's wisdom makes is unimaginable, because it is not just about practical knowledge, but a worldview that goes beyond what the eyes can see. A wrong choice can have lasting consequences, but divine discernment can guide them along the right paths, away from distractions and traps that may seem so appealing. For many parents, prayer has proven to be the greatest and most genuine inheritance they can leave for their children. So why not start today? Asking God to bless your children's choices is more than a spiritual act. It is a practical decision that affects every area of their lives. And if the idea of influencing their future in this way sounds powerful, just wait until you see the fruits this practice can bear over the years. Want to know how to do this effectively? Stay with me and explore the steps that can transform your children's lives. The importance of prayer in the lives of children. For many, prayer is seen merely as a tradition, but for those who understand its true power, it is an act of deep and constant love. Imagine a direct line of protection that you establish for your children, even when you are not around. This practice of praying for them is a gesture of surrender and trust in something far greater than our own hands. On days when everything seems to be falling apart, it is this prayer that reminds us that a divine force is guiding the steps of our little ones. Praying is like placing an invisible shield over them, something beyond what any advice or money could offer. Another crucial point is that prayer is not limited to the physical realm. On the contrary, it operates in a much greater dimension, encompassing the emotional and spiritual aspects that no one else can touch. Imagine how much your children, facing so many pressures and daily challenges, can benefit from this silent support. A mother or father who prays for their child is, in fact, placing their life in God's hands, allowing Him to guide, protect, and direct them in situations beyond our reach. Every prayer is like a hug that reaches where words cannot, and that has transformative power. Now, consider the legacy this practice leaves behind. It is like a spiritual inheritance that cannot be stolen, a teaching that surpasses any material wealth. Children grow up perceiving this devotion and often carry the example into adulthood. They learn the value of seeking help from something beyond themselves, something greater. And the best part is that this spiritual inheritance is intangible yet real, accompanying them wherever they go. Now, the question is, how can these prayers be made even more effective and meaningful? How to pray effectively. Effective prayer is more than repeating words. It is an intimate and direct conversation filled with specific intentions. When parents pray for each particular need of their children, whether for emotional health, academic success, or good friendships, the prayer gains clear weight and purpose. Instead of a general prayer, imagine a parent asking God to strengthen the self-esteem of an insecure daughter or to give wisdom to a son facing an important decision. This act empowers the prayer because it reflects a deep understanding of the challenges each child faces. Additionally, praying using Bible passages and God's promises adds even more strength. Each verse becomes a foundation, and God's Word serves as a reminder that He has already provided answers to many of our concerns. A mother praying for her child's peace can invoke a verse about the tranquility that God offers amid life's storms. These passages can also be repeated daily, in informal moments like the drive to school, establishing a living and constant connection with faith. Another essential point is praying for parental discernment. Asking for wisdom to handle situations, to better understand children's phases and feelings, is part of this process. This helps parents become more patient and empathetic, reflecting God's love in the way they raise and guide their children. After all, how can one educate and support someone without first knowing the way? It is in prayer that many parents find this light to make wise decisions and act in the best way possible, paving the way for their children's future and the purpose they can achieve. Praying for the future and purpose of your children. Prayer does not have to be limited to the present. It can reach into tomorrow, touching the dreams and purpose your children have yet to discover. When parents pray for their children's future, they ask God to guide them toward a life of meaning and fulfillment. This practice is like planting spiritual seeds, trusting that as they grow, these children will have the strength and clarity to find their path. Praying for their aspirations, even when they are still young, ensures that God is present in every step of their journey. Asking God to bless their future choices and opportunities also instills a sense of security and confidence in them. Knowing that their parents pray for them to find good friendships, healthy relationships, and fair opportunities provides a sense of protection and support. By praying for the challenges that may arise, parents show that even in difficulties, God will be there to give them strength and discernment. This sense of security is a gift that only faith can provide, creating a solid foundation they can rely on in moments of uncertainty. And since children do not walk into the future alone, these moments of prayer also reflect the parents' own purpose in guiding them in faith. By interceding for their careers, passions, and projects, parents help direct them toward a life aligned with God's will. At the same time, they teach them the value of seeking God's guidance in every decision, big or small. This creates a spiritual bond that strengthens over the years, preparing children for a life where God is a constant presence, no matter where life takes them. Now that you understand the impact of praying for your children's wisdom, why not put this knowledge into practice? Take a moment to reflect. What do you most desire for their future? What if you could ensure they have the discernment to make the right choices, regardless of what the world around them offers? This is the moment to take an active stance. Your prayers are the most precious gift you can give them, something that will remain far beyond what any lesson or advice could reach. So, have you started praying with a clear and specific purpose for your children? What changes do you think you will see in their lives over time? Allow this practice to transform your family's routine and vision for the future. And to continue receiving more valuable guidance like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. After all, every prayer counts, and you are building something powerful and eternal in your children's lives. Subscribe to the channel.